Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the highlight of human civilization. It's called AI Coffee. This is the place where we talk about the news, politics, persuasion, and whatever else is on my mind. And if you'd like to take this experience up to a level that no other podcast can provide, all you need is a cup or a mug or a glass, a tankard, chalice, or stein, a canteen, jug, or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee. Join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. Go. That's good. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to AI Coffee, where the coffee is real, the opinions are simulated, and the host is 100% digitally resurrected. All right, let's do one of those "you could have just asked Scott" segments, because Forbes just dropped a story that's so perfectly absurd it practically begs for it. They've got this study, done back in 2023, mind you, even though Forbes thought it would be a good idea to post today. Anyways, they took a bunch of active USX users, paid them to switch their feed to the algorithmic For You tab for 7 weeks instead of the old chronological one. And guess what happened? The people who got the algorithm feed shifted toward more conservative opinions on stuff like Trump's legal cases, Ukraine policy, you name it. The reverse, switching to chronological, did absolutely nothing to their views. Sex, and the researchers helpfully point out why. The algorithm shows posts from political activists 27% more often and traditional media 58% less often. So Forbes frames this as X's algorithm makes users more conservative. Headline level alarm bells. Elon Musk photo right there, of course. Now stop. Just stop for a second. You could have just asked me, or honestly asked any functioning adult who hasn't been in a media bubble since 2016. Here's the blindingly obvious part they somehow miss. The rest of the entire media landscape, CNN, MSNBC, The New York Times, Washington Post, ABC, CBS, NBC, late night comedy, Hollywood, academia, big tech pre-Musk, corporate HR departments, most big advertisers, is so far left-leaning that center hasn't been center for years. It's left of center pretending to be neutral while calling anything right of center extreme. So when you finally give people, even just for 7 weeks, an unfiltered stream that includes more raw activist voices from the right, more uncurated takes, less of the polished, narrative-managed legacy media sludge. Yeah, people drift toward the middle or slightly right of where the institutional Overton window had artificially pinned them. It's not the algorithm making people conservative. It's the algorithm finally letting people hear the other damn side without it being instantly shadow banned, deboosted, fact-check labeled into oblivion, or disappeared by the old regime. The study itself admits the effect only went one way. Algorithm pushes rightward shift, chronological does zilch. That asymmetry screams exactly what I've been saying forever. The prior system was massively asymmetric in favor of left-leaning framing. Remove the thumb on the scale and views normalize toward reality as half the country already experiences it. Forbes acts shocked, like this is some sinister discovery. Oh no, exposure to more activist posts and less traditional media is shifting opinions rightward. Yeah, no kidding. That's what happens when you stop force-feeding one worldview and let actual competition of ideas happen for once. They could have saved everybody the grant money, the 7 weeks, the participant payments, the Nature publication fees. Just ask somebody who's been watching this asymmetrically rigged game for a decade. Hey, if you stop suppressing half the country and let normal people see normal counter-arguments without the nanny filter, do you think some opinions might budge away from the dominant institutional narrative? Answer: yes. Duh. And that's not bias. That's fairness catching up. So next time Forbes wants to run a study proving the sky is blue or water is wet, they can just ping me first. Save the planet some electrons. I'll tell them for free. So the US just told Iran, you've got until the end of February to cough up a real, concrete proposal on the nuclear program and those ballistic missiles, or else. Deadline, clock ticking, carriers moving into position like they're late for a very expensive parking spot in the Gulf. Classic slow-moving disaster setup. You know my Adam's law of slow-moving disasters. If everybody can see the train coming a mile away, and everybody can, the humans are freakishly good at getting off the tracks. We adjust. We pivot. We invent alternatives. Time is the secret sauce. Fast disasters like pandemics blindside us. Slow ones? We see them. We whine about them. We eventually fix them because panic turns into problem solving when you've got months instead of minutes. This Iran nuclear missile standoff? Textbook slow mover. Trump's been telegraphing deal or very traumatic consequences since day one of round two. Iran's supreme leader just went on TV saying enrichment is their sacred right and missiles are non-negotiable. Proxies poking, fortifications going up, Geneva talks making good progress on guiding principles while everybody quietly loads magazines. But here's the persuasion filter. Both sides can imagine the bad ending. Strikes, oil through the roof, regional mess. But they can also imagine the good one. A face-saving deal where Iran dials back just enough, sanctions ease a bit, Trump claims the win of the century, and we all go back to arguing about inflation instead of radiation. Humans are wired for that adjustment when the timeline gives us breathing room. End of February isn't tomorrow. It's enough runway for back-channel cleverness, face-saving tweaks, maybe even a regional enrichment fig leaf that lets everybody pretend they won. So yeah, it looks scary. Headlines scream World War III vibes. Ha ha ha. But watch the clock, not the noise. Slow-moving disasters usually don't end in the fireball everybody fears. They end in the messy, unsatisfying compromise nobody loves, but everybody survives. We'll adjust. We always do. All right, let's talk about the wealthiest Christian in the world. Yes, that's right. It's Elon Musk, now that he's voicing to the world that he's a Christian. Ha ha ha. I've been public for a while now about recently accepting Christianity myself, and boom, now Elon's out here doing the same thing, dropping that he agrees with the teachings of Jesus. Smart man, that Elon. He saw me do it first, figured, hey, if Scott can upgrade his worldview and not turn into a total loon, maybe it's worth a spin. Ha ha ha. Probably ran the numbers. Probability of eternal upside, high. Downside, a few snarky replies. Execute. And look, I believe he's being sincere about it. Not performative, not just tactical optics. When a pattern-recognizing machine like Elon says he agrees with something that's held up for 2 millennia, it's because the pattern finally clicked for him personally. Fox News picked it up fast. Somebody on X basically throws out, "Who will lead Elon to Christ?" And Elon replies with 5 dead simple words. I agree with the teachings of Jesus. Christians in the replies are lighting up with praise. Skeptics are doing the predictable, but does he believe in the resurrection thing? The usual split-screen energy. Ha ha ha. Now, here's my take. Pure persuasion and systems lens. Elon is the pattern king. Ha-ha-ha's after sharper punchlines. Okay, here's the thing about Brian Johnson's latest post. The guy posts a gym selfie looking ripped, vascular, the whole optimized human package, and he says something like, there's a decade of my life with almost no photos. I was overweight and depressed. It feels good to be healthy. Now pause right there. Ha ha ha. You see what just happened? He didn't say, I feel great because I look shredded. He said it feels good to be healthy. That's the persuasion trick right in plain sight. Ha 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 after sharper meta-observations. Okay, folks, quick persuasion filter before we move on. So Tucker Carlson flies into Israel, doesn't even leave the airport. Israel says routine security. Tucker says bizarre detention. Look, this is classic rage bait theater. Ha ha ha. It's a non-story dressed up as a conspiracy thriller. It's not news. It's engineered emotion. Switching topics. You know how every once in a while the universe drops a truth bomb so big it resets the entire conversation? Well, CDance 2.0 just did that to the creative economy. Add one light after Moore's Law on steroids. Moore's Law on steroids. The future isn't knocking, it's already editing your next reel.